Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mention. I thought I'd come back and say hello, talk about this. I hope you're having a good, a very happy full moon. For this full moon is very powerful. Spirit is informing me of this liberation that is right here. So I have to disengage from all my doubts and all my fear in order to accept that liberation and to know, to prepare myself. It will take me a few days after the light turns from red to green, after the door opens, to move into this preparation for this new stage. But everything has to happen in divine timing. It's here and now, and so it's in the here and now that we need to create that situation that to see the potential of being completely free within the here and now, regardless of the circumstances, finding the freedom in the you here and now. For it is you, it is here, and it is now, and it always has been, always will be. So it is about finding the freedom within that. I'm going to discuss a few ideas. For my ideas are very spiritual, but they're very laïc in a sense. They're not preference, religious preference. It's the respect of all beliefs. Everybody has the right to believe in what I believe is that to respect the freedoms, the sovereign freedom of free will, as long as there is no, for we still have to have, in order to live together, to have a moral consciousness, the respect of everybody else's life, and not to create prejudice on anybody's life. So it is, so that's why we created laws, so that people are restrained in their abuse. But soon as we become more responsible, we no longer need law. We align with the law of one, the law of God, and we find the freedom that will come as a result of aligning to this this energetic universal energy. For the past, present, and future has to be seen as one, and the past is the healer, the present is the father, and the future is the Celtic. So it's about finding this. We understand the healing. We connect to God. The more we think about this source, the faster our process will go. The faster we will align to. We find the serenity, and the future is the Celtic. The Celtics is the reconnection to the power of nature, the power of can feel whatever how those things resonate with you. And what we're working on is to bring the balance, is man, woman, is to bring the balance between the mental and the emotional, to choose whether we want to work through the divine feminine or divine masculine. If we choose, so we have one that's 51% and the other one's 49%. As a man, we usually choose to work through the divine masculine, but to keep integrated this receptive state of the divine feminine, for we want to be creative and receptive. And so for the light body that we are unfolding is actually is androgynous, and in this process of ascension, I feel now it's like I'm starting my cleansing process is moving forward. It's not completely there, but I find like at time there is for like 10, 15 seconds, I feel like there is parts of my body that become completely ecstatic. Sometimes it's a foot, a leg, my back, my heart, my stomach, my head. And so all of a sudden there is this ecstatic feeling that's like, whoa. But it's only a part of my body, so I feel like I'm eager to have like moved into this total freedom where all my cells will be liberated. So it is there, it is before us. It is just a matter of aligning, breathing, accepting to let go of all those things that we know we need to let go. And the eclipse, there's two eclipses. One will come on a solar eclipse, I think it's on the 6th. No, it's the 2nd of July, and then there is a lunar eclipse on the 16th. So just let go now, but the eclipse will help you just remove it for good. And the outcome will be forgiveness, for we need to forgive ourselves and forgive others, because we do not know, no matter what anybody has done. It's far wiser to forgive, because we do not know forgive what could be done to us or to the planet or to anybody else, because when we were not aware in our past or even in past life, we may have created situations that were created prejudice into others, even unconsciously. And so when there is prejudice, there may be a karma. So as we forgive other people's transgression, God can forgive us as well. For it is a process of letting go and forgiveness. For forgiveness is something we need to continue to work each and every day. For as long as there is things that are coming up, we need to apply this understanding of forgiveness. I wanted to note something that's been communicated from channel is that the ocean floor they are being cleansed, they are in suspension. For spirit cannot act to clean up the surface of the earth because they couldn't have like ships that come down because humanity is not yet aware of all the galactics. But in the bottom of the ocean they can work and disturb. Human beings do not know what's going on the bottom of the ocean, but yet there are so much garbage that have been accumulated on the bottom of the ocean. The earth has started to cleanse it up, so it's all held in suspension. So avoid the ocean, the fishermen or the things, there may be some problems. It's not really, we should let the ocean alone for a little while. It's okay to go in the beach and like just stand in the water, that's really no big deal, but, or even to, but even the military, the marine, that are working in the sea, and it's a danger. It's not really appropriate to be on the ocean right now, unless you are called to do that. But there is for the cetacean and the fish will continue to exist while this is happening, but we should as much we can disengage from the ocean, just sending love and light is. It is important to continue to work with the forces of the universe. Call on the Archangel Michael, the Lord Michael. Call on the Lord Sananda. Call on the Lord Metatron. Call on Lord Melchizedek. Invoke, bless, bring those beings into your existence. They will come and surround you, and they will bring armies of angels with them. And then they can assist in pacifying the world through your own consciousness, or the order of the goddess as well, or very powerful feminine energy. They're very anchored and present on the planet. They're just on the invisible. There are many beings that are invisible, but they're waiting to take on physicality to assist us as soon as you may call on the father of time and space. I'm not a Muslim, but I recognize Allah as the projection of the universal father, maybe the God of all creation on paradise, but his personification is known as Allah in the cosmos. It is the God of the God of time and space, the father of time and space, the beginning and the end, the one that is all. And so you may rely on that for or Yahweh, Sophia, Nebadonia, or Brahma, or those are other personalities of the Creator, but those are the highest divinity that can be accessible on the cosmic planes. For those beings, those great beings that rule over the universe, as they have the mission to be God to all other realms. And so I thank Allah for his everlasting support, protection, and encouragement in the evolution of this planet into the fifth dimension and in my life. I met Allah before I read the Quran. When I first read the Quran, I was kind of, whoa, I'm afraid it's like scary because we was given at a time that was like very, very dark and dualized. When actually God is magnificent and full of love. There is nothing but love inside of God. It's just like as humans get separated, fear was the only mean by which to bring those humans into the right path, and that's but now we have to work through love. I'm like I said, I don't have any specific religion. I follow the ways of the Christ. I follow the way of the Buddha. I follow the Tao. I follow the path of Allah. I follow all those spirituality are fusing into the one sphere that is you, that is love, that is God, and there is no separation. There is just as we descended from the dimension, we can imagine that originally there was only God, and then God separated a part of himself down to a smaller dimension. Then it separated more, and then it separated more, and eventually it separated between man and woman, and eventually it became that. And so but our lower self is just an illusion. It is a dream that our higher self has created to have an experience. Which lead me to discuss very briefly, just an opinion, a perspective, let's say, about as human, as mortal being, we eventually have to let go, we have to die, and this is our cell, our consciousness, and our physical body, or even the Christ or the Buddha, or very few people have been able to not go through this portal of death but most people will, and so it's the ultimate letting go. But there's nothing to fear about that. The thing is that when people are atheists, they do not believe in God, they do not believe in eternal life. They may come into the situation where they are awakening into a plane, on the astral plane, that is an exact replica of the environment they've known on the earth. So they do not know they are dead, and so they resist, they fight. So they have guys that are coming to them to assist them, say, "Oh, angels," to call on the angels that are coming. "Do you want to see God?" And say, "Well, no." They become aggressive in relationship to this whole process, because their beliefs is like they think they're still alive. For if somebody that's really old that dies or really sick, there is an understanding that something happened. But somebody who's like, for instance, have an accident, some people sometimes refuse the fact that they are dead, because they come into the astral plane and emerge into a reality that's so similar to the earth, and so they become ghosts for quite a while. And so it is important when our last thought may be to turn to be of God, for the angels to be led to God. So it's important to not forget that, for we all have to pass through that, and when we're dead, when we pass on, we will, and we find a certain peace of mind. We are able to ascend to a plane, if we need to experience the perfection of physical life, to move to the upper planes of the fourth dimension, and live into a paradise earth, where all beings are perfectly loving, where all things work together, or visit other systems, other planets, or to ask for 10,000 years of vacation to explore the universe. Anything is possible in between those incarnations. It's just this physical world has taught us some very, very limited belief about who we are and what our true potential. Yet it was I guess it is part of what we've chose to do. For it was here it was Father's Day, for happy Father's Day for all the fathers, for happy all the mothers as well. But we should all celebrate life in each and every day. But for my father, my grandfather, my great grandfathers, I send greetings to them, and I send love and blessings, for they all are on the other side. But God as a father, for when it first functioned, when He created the first Son, the eternal Son, He became the Father. He was not a father until there is the manifestation of an eternal Son, which is the father, the mother of all other beings, is the first created being, and we're brother to the eternal Son on paradise. But in order, God knew that we couldn't understand God as a paradise father from the universe standpoint, so He has created a sevenfold descension of fatherhood. The first father is our biological father. It's something easy to understand. We had to have a father and a mother, otherwise we would not be here. And so we need to respect our parents. The second father is Adam. Adam is the father is the model, the model of the physical, they're called material son. It is the biological father of whole humanity. The third father is the constellation father, is the most high, is the father is he who rules over the kingdom of men. There are those very wise beings that rules over the constellation. So 100,000, they have the responsibility of governing the destiny of 100,000 evolving planet. Then there is the next level of fatherhood is the creator sons, and on that the Christ is the next level is the father of the whole local universe, so 10 million inhabited world. Then as we move above, we see the next level of fatherhood in the sevenfold process is the master spirit, for there are 7 master spirit, and the 7 master spirit, we send greetings, we invoke the presence of Orvanton. It's his name, it's the father of the whole super universe, so about 1 trillion inhabited world. And then above that is the next level is the supreme being. It's the totality of the grand universe. So 7 trillion inhabited world, 7 aspects of the 7 super universe. It is what is recognized as Allah, the one, the great one that is fulfilling the function of supremacy. And then finally the next level is the universal father on paradise. So those are different level of increasing level of spiritual connection for we are only children of the universe, no matter what. There is very We are just like children, and God sees us as children, and He cares for all His children, even the most turbulent, even the most darkest soul. He loves them with all His love, because He knows it's only a process. Just we creating cause, and then we have to face effect. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to talk in my next video about quantum realities, about Max Planck, Niels Bohr, Albert Einstein. I think it's interesting for Max Planck discovered this Planck space, like 10 minus power minus 34, and Planck time 10 power minus 43. But science has not really caught up with the power of those discovery, the power of the segmentation of time and space. For the master of wisdom, say time is a constant; it never changes. Time does not change; it's everything changed through time. But as we move into a higher space, that's beyond the highest level of universal consciousness, we exit the universe, so we can see it from outside with God. And those things are highly possible once we have attained enough freedom to go to experience that. I'm not gonna make this video too long. I just wanted to come and say hello. I do feel like there is a possibility of a miracle this today, this week. And I'm gonna pull a last card. It is the Five of Raphael. Each thing has a reason to be. Leave your regret to the side and focus on the chance to access the happiness that is offering itself to you. Looking for recomfort. So it's about not dwelling in the past, accepting that all things have served their purpose, and sometimes once we've learned the lesson, we can move on to something new, something. And so I was going to sing a song, but I don't feel ready to sing it. It's a cappella, it's a bit difficult. So I'm going to sing an older song. It's a gospel song. Here it's a painting about the 7 families of spirit beings. The first painting I painted when I returned to France in 2001. So it represents the origin, the Paradise Trinity, the Universal Father, the Eternal Son, the Infinite Spirit, which is the Great I Am. Then we have the Supreme, which is the time and space, the ultimate, which is the transcendence of time and space, and way beyond there is the absolute, which is something quite, it's like it's the combination of the fullness of what deity will eventually manifest after the development of the master universe. For now, we need to realize the supreme, which is that which is true, that which is beauty, that which is goodness. Then there is the master, the supreme spirit, the Supreme Trinity Spirit, the Associated Trinity Spirit, the Transcendental, the Finalitas, the Superpersonals, the Prepersonals, the Unrevealed Beings, the Power Centers, Power Directors and Power Centers, the Courtesy Colonies, the Permanent Citizens, the Universe 8, the family of the Infinite Spirits, and the Sons of God, Sons and Daughters of God, with the Paradise Orders, those that are revealed, for they are not all is revealed within this. It's inspired by the Urantia book, from Paradise, the Michael, Avonal, and Denael, and then the descending sons from the local universe, the Melchizedek, Lanonandek, Varonandek, and life carriers, and then the ascending sons of God. For this is what we are part of that. We are ascending sons and daughters of God, and the Trinitized sons of God will eventually become mighty messengers. So it is our destiny to do that. To experience that, once we'll have reached paradise, we'll eventually be Trinitized, we'll be in the service of the Trinity. And and this is a painting on paper. It is a symbolic of the ascension. As the more we ascend, the more our reality becomes real. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. And I'm finished with this song. It's called Amazing Grace. So we will tune into that grace and let go of everything else. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, with no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. So we were blind, now we see. So and let us open our heart and our mind and breathe in as much light as possible within from within our consciousness, so we can elevate, we anchor this energy into the earth, we connect to the center of the earth, and we bring in this higher light into our physical body, so we can eventually find this total alignment, this total freedom, this total gratitude of being. Thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.